recommendation of the board in this matter is that Scott Jones contacted the board this year. He provided the 2 copies of his checks drawn on Randall Auctions account at Iberia Bank on in November 2012. Those are check numbers 2141 and 2142, which you can provide a copy of. And you have another check here from Kathy Enterprises, $3,065. It is the same account number. Kathy Enterprises did file a formal complaint in 2010 at the time this particular check was drawn. The company withdrew its complaint once this check amount was paid. The complaint alleged at that time that he was a consignor and this was his payment for consigned goods. You'll see also when I spoke with Mr. Jones directly, Mr. Jones first of all stated that after notifying the board, I contacted Mr. Phipps, put him on notice that we received this. Mr. Jones advised me after that he did receive payment after the board contacted him. And in both of these cases, as far as I know, from what I was told by both complainants, nothing was paid until the board got involved. The board is not a collection agency for consignors. That's why I wanted to bring this matter to the board and make them aware of it. I believe that the defense provided today by Mr. Phipps is that this account is not his escrow account, and that I believe you made good on all 3 of these checks. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. As you know, our statute looks dimly on paying consignors with NSF checks, and I would ask the board today to discipline Mr. Phipps based on these checks being paid out of his account. And you'll see on the checks this Grand Old Auction, which is the name of his auction house. You'll see we were not contacted. These were faxed to us. If you look at the fax information at the top, on June 30th, 2013, the checks were actually paid or documented on 11/23/12. After we contacted them, they were paid in June and July.
I'm here to say that I have never, I've written a lot of stuff out of that accounts. I have a lot of bad checks, Mike. I have 60 employees in auction business because I have flea markets. So what I do is I sign a lot of checks. That's my fault, not John. Because I work every day in the medical field. And so what I do is I do it and things come in, it wasn't right. Scott Jones talked to the lady from the auction board and told her, text her, I believe, that he didn't want to pursue this anymore. I sent this board to the medical board, to the auction board, that it was not my escrow account. I've had an escrow account for Capital One and wrote thousands and thousands of checks from day one since I've been auction business. I have never bounced a check on that. Yes, on this kind of bounce of checks because I signed a lot of checks for my employees. But I bought merchandise that was not right, and they told me it was all right, so I didn't. And they would have pursued me. Mr. Scott Jones is my friend. If I don't lose my license, it will be at my auction Monday night. If I don't lose my license today. Yes, I did. Now let me just say this. I did write a check that I did wrong, and I told Ms. Down I'm going to apologize to her about how that escrow, how that account that I signed. I had an auction. I had to go back to the hospital. I didn't have an auction on a Monday night, and so they were paying consignments. They wrote the check to the people, and all that. But as far as selling this stuff, it's not a consignment stuff. I promise you, go to my auction, I'll find out everything I sell is by the book. I got in trouble with this board one time, and I got the utmost respect for it, and I believe me. I plan to retire to become an auctioneer if I don't lose my license today. But I did not do anything intentionally, I promise y'all that.
Can I ask you a question?
We paid this in a week. This check was dated November 23rd, 2012.
That's correct.
But I paid it, I'm telling you, these are
Did you
stuff,
bring the
these
new
are,
check? Do you have a copy of the new check that you brought that you paid and made it good?
no, but I mean, I got, on my phone where I didn't wire the money, and I found out about it. Huh? Yes, ma'am. I mean, I can call him right
I
now.
just want to know what day is it?
And as soon as I found out about it, probably a week or two later, I mean, I really, you know, I don't work during time to deal with this lady named Dee. That's my fault. It'll never happen again.
As of June, we had,
That's correct. That's what we were told, and you provided the checks at that time.
That's quite a while, a long period of time, that's like 2 weeks.
if you paid him a week or two more.
But I didn't sell it to my auction man. It was not sold to my auction. This is merchandise I bought out for Mr. Kavanaugh. Merchandise I bought
Scott
out.
Jones,
Merchandise I bought out.
you bought from Mr.
Yeah, I bought.
In other words, as an individual, you bought.
It's an individual. My only thing I'm wrong here, I did, and I'm telling you right now, I'm guilty of out of the account, writing a check to a consignment. It wasn't bad. And these guys here, if the stuff was good and all that stuff, I mean, I'm telling you, I buy stuff from these people. It did not come to my auction.
Is this a free market vendor or something you buy?
Yes, sir. Out of
Is
Texas.
it Scott Jones?
Out of Texas. He's a hauler. Yes, sir.
He's a hauler.
Yes, sir. He brings stuff and I sell, I buy a lot of stuff. Because I try to run everything through my own auctions.
Why? You got a flea market, why do you write auction checks on a flea market?
The flea market's called Grand Old Flea Market. It's not, my only fault here is that, like I told Ms. Dow and the lady with the auction board, that I'm going to close this account. I did not close it because I sent her a letter on July 8th, what I was going to do, and then I got the thing, so I did close it after this was over.
Do you have a trust account
Yes, sir.
for your auction?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where's good enough for you?
Yes, sir, I have one right here. Now, I did do something wrong now. I did write a check out of that account for consignment that I told her I did not. I want to get out of my chest for it, because I did. So I mean, I'm guilty of that.
Like this is flea market stuff
Yes, sir.
you bought from a flea market hall,
Yes, sir.
who I guess is a picker.
No. He buys new merchandise, like that cafe. It's all established merchandise.
So this is all flea market stuff that should have been paid out of a flea market account, but you paid it out of Grand Old Auction.
Yeah, because I write a lot of stuff out, the rent and everything out of it. But I did not miss out. I did right, because I told you I did.
I think we've got that, Mr. Phipps.
I wanna make sure that-
We said
I
forthcoming.
move that we go into executive session.
I just
I
want to
think Ms. Dow had some things.
Now, Mr. Phipps, this is not the first time you've appeared before this board.
No, ma'am.
You were under probation for a while because you failed to keep adequate records at your auction.
Yes, ma'am.
And you filed an affidavit at that time saying you'd accidentally thrown away all of your records.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you keeping your records now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And your testimony today, as I understand it, is that Scott Jones did not consign to an auction.
He has in the past, but this stuff was not consigned to an auction, ma'am. Yes.
But why did you then write it on an auction, Grand Old Auction account?
That is not, that's the name of the company, Grand Old Auction.
I understand, your name of your food market is Grand Old Auction.
Right.
And, basically, your letter to me on July 8th stated that you were going to close that account and
Yes,
start a
ma'am.
new account.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you done that?
No, ma'am, because I just stated a while ago, I didn't close it because then I had a period. And if I closed it, it would have probably made me, according to my attorney, told me it would have made me look bad. I'll just come here and do it afterwards.
Okay.
You know, I would change my name, my flea market and all that stuff. I'd change it all.
Now, also, we had an earlier complaint, I think, that dealt with the fact that you had not issued checks at all to a consignment. That was on Linda Pereira, that was in 2009. We had a hearing on that also.
I didn't, I was,
Okay.
the only time I've been here was one time. It's for there was an active records on the slot machine. There was an antique slot machine that record into that time. That was only 2 times I've been here.
Okay.
That was the only 2 times I've been here. And it was all at one time, both times at one time.
And were you prosecuted for that that slot machine?
Yes, I would. But it got held with verification and all that.
Okay. So that's been all cleared up.
Yeah, you got it all cleared up, and I see all the yes.
Same as my opening one, I don't think that Mr. Phipps has been here before. There have been some issues with his ability to keep adequate records or basically conduct his auctions appropriately. And I've asked the board to take action against him with that section.
Mr. Phipps, did you, want to make a broken statement?
Yes, I do, and I apologize once again for leaving for the board here. You know, I do feel like it might not be the best record here, but I've been through a lot, and I have somebody doing it for me now. And I apologize for anything, if I did anything wrong, and I really apologize about it, but I do feel like I did have a stroke, but I do have help now doing things, you know, and all that stuff. But I don't feel like I did anything really wrong. If I did, I apologize, you know. That's all I have to say.
Is there a motion to call for a vote on whether to find Grover Phipps in violation of Louisiana Revised Statute 312512? And we'll go with that one first.
There is a motion.
Okay, do I have a second to the motion? Okay, is there any discussion on the motion? Okay, I'll go ahead and call for a vote. All those in favor of finding a violation of Louisiana Revised Statute 37312512, say aye. All opposed, say no.
No.
Okay, after voting, let the record reflect that the board has voted not to find Mr. Phipps in violation of Louisiana Revised Statute 373125, Section 12. Is there a motion to call for a vote to find Grover Phipps in violation of Section 3125B of the Louisiana Auctioneer's licensing statute?
So moved.
We have a second. Any discussion on the motion? Okay, we'll call for a vote. All those in favor of finding Grover Phipps in violation of Section 3125B of the Louisiana Auctioneer's licensing statute, say aye. All opposed, say no.
No.
Okay, after voting, let the record reflect that the board members have voted against finding a violation of Section 3125B of the Louisiana Auctioneer's licensing statute. And Mr. Phipps,
Mr. Pepsi